Everything in this world is so temporary. The movement of time is so fast that without we noticing it, the time will fade away, the time will go away, we will lose our time. This is the message my Acharya was giving in the recent yajna. And Acharya was telling that Mahapurush, greatest Mahapurush took birth in this universe, like Sri Ram, Sri Krishna Maharaj, Patanjali Muni, Vyas Muni, Atri Rishi, Gemini Rishi. Great Mahapurush took birth in this universe, and they are no more now. They all did their kartavya karma, they all did their tapasya, they attained what needs to be attained, and they went away. They are no more available today, and tomorrow, one day, every one of us will go away from here. So the time will go on and on and on. And we have two options. Either we come into the birth and death cycle, or we have an opportunity to destroy our dukkha. This human life has been given by Paramatma for destroying our dukkha. And Jivatma comes into the mother's womb akela. Jivatma akela aata hai aur akela chala jata hai. It comes alone and it will leave alone. Only there are two Sacha Saka, Sacha Mitra for Jivatma. Only two. Number one is Paramatma, number two is Acharya. And that Acharya who has attained the final stage of Samadhi, who has attained the Moksha Avastha. That Acharya, when we go to that Acharya, that Jivatma becomes the disciple of that Acharya, then the Acharya will try his level best that at least in the next 5 janmas, Acharya will try his level best to give moksha, to take that Jivatma towards moksha stage. These are all Vedic secrets which my Acharya was explaining in the recent yajna. And my Acharya told that every one of us, what we desire is only one thing. We desire no dukh. We don't need any dukh in our life. That is the desire of every one of us in this universe. But we do not take activities or we do not take actions to destroy our dukkha. We take actions to continue our dukkha unknowingly. And my Acharya was telling that when we are following the Vedic path, one day will come continuously when you start following Vedas in your life, when you start worshipping Paramatma through the Vedic path, one stage will come in your life, in this Janma or in the next Janmas, that there won't be any result of your karma left for you to bear the consequences of the karmas, like even in terms of happiness or sadness, dukkha or sukh. And that state is called as Samadhi, final moksha. And that is possible only by following the Vedic path. There is no other path. And my Acharya told, when we do not take up Vedic path in our life, then Janma Maran ka chakkar, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, this cycle will go on and on and on and on without stoppage. There is no other path to destroy this cycle. There is only one path, that is the Vedic path. And my Acharya told that sadhana kabhi mat chodna. Every day, morning and evening, never leave your Agnihotra, never leave your name jap, never leave your pranayam, asan, and also throughout the day try to follow the Vedic life. And whenever possible, come to Purnima Yajna, come to Amavasya Yajna to meet the Acharya, to listen the pravachans from Acharya and implement those knowledge in the life. Sadhana kabhi bhi mat tyag karna. Don't ever leave the sadhana. Don't ever leave the upasana. And God सब कुछ देखता है. Paramatma knows everything. He sees everything. Each and every action of yours is noticed by Paramatma. And my Acharya told a very beautiful statement. He said that you must make him realize, you must make Paramatma realize that you are dependent on him. When Paramatma realizes that this Shishya of Acharya, this disciple of me, this sadhak, this upasak is dependent on me alone, Paramatma and Acharya alone. When God realizes that you are dependent on Paramatma in reality, not by drama, then God starts giving His mercy on us. We must be completely dependent on only Paramatma and Acharya. Such a beautiful message by my Acharya. I think it's so wonderful. I was really moved by this. You must make Almighty God realize that you are dependent on Almighty God. see the statement of a yogi. And my Acharya told that when you listen continuously, when you listen Vedic Gyan from Acharya continuously, day in and day out, whenever possible, when you listen Acharya's knowledge of Vedas, then 100% avidya will get destroyed. I mean, the inner meaning is not mere listening. When you listen, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, and then Prapti. Shravan, listening, then Manan, Chintan, thinking deeply about the knowledge listened from Acharya, then Nididhyasan, then coming to a decision that I will follow this, and then implementing that in the life, then only Prapti, then only we can destroy the avidya. So this is the inner meaning. So Ved ke Gyan sunte sunte avidya ka nash ho jata hai. We must listen the knowledge of the Vedas to destroy avidya. There is no other second path. And when avidya is destroyed, then moksha is obtained. When avidya is completely destroyed, then only samadhi stage is attained. And my Acharya again repeated that the Purnima, when he was explaining the Purnima mantra, the mantra said Nakasya Prishte. Nakasya Prishte means moksha. The highest stage is Nakasya Prishte, moksha. Moksha ka dham. Moksha is possible only by Vedas. Moksha samadhi is possible only by adopting Vedas in life. There is no other chance, no other possibility at all. And also my Acharya, somebody asked my Acharya that what happens after death, etc. Somebody was questioning. And also my Acharya explained about mukti. What is mukti? What is moksha? It's like, you are in a jail, you are in the prison, and suddenly you got released from the prison. The jailer opens the lock and then he releases you. Then you can go anywhere in this world. Nobody is stopping you. How blissful you will feel that you were locked inside the four walls for so many years, and suddenly the jailer opens and then he says that you can go anywhere. You are free. This is the stage of mukti of a jivatma, of a yogi, where he can do everything possible, and he will do everything possible only based on dharma, because he attained that stage by following dharma. So that mukta atma will do everything by the power of Paramatma. By deriving power from Paramatma, that mukta atma can do anything based on dharma, based on the Vedic principles only. So this is real mukti, and this state is not possible without adopting Vedas. And also my Acharya told one important thing: each and every body part in your body, you must, all the indriya, body part means indriya, the pancha gyan indriya, karma indriya, our man, buddhi, atma, everything we must put in the worship of Paramatma. Even, my Acharya was telling that even put your stomach in the worship of Paramatma, meaning do not consume non-vegetarian food, do not consume others' flesh. This is puja, this is worship of Paramatma. Eating non-vegetarian food is against the worship of Paramatma. So eating vegetarian food after doing Tapasya and Agnihotra every day is puja of worship of Paramatma. So we must use our body for the worship of Paramatma. And adopting his instructions as per Vedas is worship of Paramatma. And also my Acharya told Guru ki seva, Acharya ki seva, Mata Pita ki seva. We must not leave the seva of Acharya and Mata Pita. We must not leave the seva of our elders in our family, or close relatives, friends, neighbors. Somebody is in need of help, we must do service to them as much as possible. And we must do service to Acharya and parents. That's very, very important. Without service to Acharya, without service to parents, adopting Vedas in your life is impossible. So service to Acharya and Mata Pita is extremely important. And also my Acharya told, you must think about this fact that Jivatma is in Dukh Avastha from Anadikal. You are inside this prison from time immemorial. You cannot know that from how long you are inside the prison. And when the prison is opened, when the lock is opened by Paramatma, and when you are in Mukti, then you will really understand what is Mukti. So you must understand about this Dukh. You are in Dukh, but you are thinking you are in Sukh. This is avidya. This avidya is destroyed by listening the knowledge of the Vedas from the mouth of the Acharya, by adopting the Vedic knowledge listened from the Acharya. And also my Acharya told the most important reason why you have been awarded human birth. Today we are not recognizing it, but my Acharya told this point very clearly. The most important reason why you have got this human birth is to follow Vedic path. So if you are lucky enough that you are aware about the Vedas, then don't leave this path. Try to adopt the Vedic path. Whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu or anybody, atheist, when you are aware about the Paramatma, when you are convinced about the Vedic path, don't leave this path, because the purpose God created or God gave the human birth is we are eligible to follow the Vedic path. And also my Acharya was explaining about the secrets of Purnima. I made a separate video 2 days back about Moksha guaranteed by Paramatma. Go through that video also. Explained in depth the meaning of 4 mantras of Purnima, so which my Acharya also explained, and my Acharya gave another insight to that one of the mantra, first mantra, where he said, Devaihi Samvasanto. Devaihi Samvasanto means Deva Vidwan Log. On the day of Purnima, on the day of Amavasya, Samvasanta, go and live along with the Rishi Muni. Means go to their ashram to do puja of Paramatma. Go to the ashram where a Samadhist yogi is residing on the day of Purnima or Amavasya. Devaihi Samvasanto. Then we obtain Nakasya Prishte. Then we attain Moksha stage. So by yajna, by doing service to Acharya, by adopting the Vedic teachings in our life, we can attain Moksha. No other path. And also my Acharya told that ek din tum sabko Vairagya lena hi padega. Vairagya ke bina, without attaining Vairagya, there is no chance that anybody can attain Moksha. Ek din 100% one day your Vairagya has to happen, but not by force. Acharya told this point, not by force. Vairagya cannot happen by force. It will happen automatically based on your Vivek Gyan, based on your Tapasya. And when my Acharya told, not in this pravachan, in one of the previous pravachan, my Acharya told, when the stage of Paravairagya happens, God will create such a situation in your home that you will be automatically released from your grasth to the jungle. That means in the house also, nobody will feel bad, nobody will feel dukh that you are leaving to jungle. That is totally taken control by Paramatma when Paravairagya happens, but not by force. Today my Acharya was telling, today what happens is many people forcefully say that I am Vairagya, I want to leave this, I want to leave this. Don't leave anything by force. You must adopt the path slowly, the things will change. But you must continuously walk the path. Vairagya apne aap hota hai. But we must follow the path. And also my Acharya told, Janma Janmantra Tapasya ke baad, when after years of Tapasya, after Janmas of Tapasya, Vairagya stage will come. Vairagya is not the result of one Janma Tapasya. Vairagya is the result of so many Janmas of Tapasya. Yesterday in the Muslim scholar video I mentioned one point. Vairagya is the result. Vivek is the cause. So Vairagya is the result of our Tapasya. After attaining Viveka only Vairagya will happen. And after initial stage of Vairagya, the next stage of Vairagya will happen, and that time also there is a Viveka. In Sankhya Darshan speaks about Prasankyan, Param Prasankyan, etc. My Acharya has explained in his Yoga Darshan also, Parama Prasankyan stage. So there are 2 types of Viveka, 2 types of Vairagya. After the Paravairagya, the yogi attains Asampragyat Samadhi, last stage of Samadhi. And also my Acharya told that the problem today is not about attaining Vairagya. The problem today is attaining an Acharya who is a Vairagyavan, who is a Samadhist yogi. So yogi milna itna mushkil hai. For you to get a real yogi in your life is so difficult. It's impossible to get a yogi in today's situation. So even like people like me, I know my Acharya. My Acharya is a Samadhist yogi. But even if I know my Acharya, I really do not know who is he. Because the tapasya is not enough to understand Acharya. So yogi milna mushkil hai, this statement by my Acharya has two aspects. One is for normal people, they cannot locate a yogi, and number two is for people like me who has located a yogi, still I don't understand who is a yogi. So this is my durbhagya, this is my andhakar avastha, this is due to my own shortcomings. So we must all try to first of all reach a yogi, second of all by tapasya understand who is that yogi, what is his reality, what is his state, what is his tapasya, how yogi does tapasya. Like I made one video, crores of years of vasanas, around a week back. I was astonished, when I understood my Acharya's life, how can a person sit for 7 hours in tapasya, 7 hours, 8 hours continuously without moving, 7 hours. That's it's possible only when somebody is in the Vairagya stage, otherwise not possible. So knowing such a yogi itself is a great punya actually, but that knowing is not enough. We must follow his footsteps, we must follow his knowledge, we must follow the Vedic path. And my Acharya told, don't waste your time. Very, very important. Don't waste your time unnecessarily. And in fact, my Acharya told, you actually in reality, you as a Jivatma do not want to waste your time, but your man and buddhi and indriya are forcing you. Rajagun, Tamagun, Sattvagun attraction, Prakriti's attraction is forcing you to waste your time, forcing you to do Kam, Krodh, Madh, Lobha, Ahankar. So my Acharya told, Acharya is a pita. He is not a pita, he is a pitamaha, he is pitaon ka pita. Acharya ki seva se, when you do Acharya seva, when you do such a bhakti of Acharya and Paramatma, then you will start utilizing your time properly. And also somebody was asking about what happens after death. My Acharya told, see, what happens after death was a question asked by Nachiketa in Upanishad. And many Upanishads deals with this topic, but nobody explains the in-depth secrets, because this is all realized only. What happens after death is actually realized in Samadhi. And of course, our Shastras have been giving indications about what happens after death. And my Acharya told that the reality is death does not happen at all. That is the reality. Nobody dies. The body does not die because the body is already non-alive. Jivatma does not die. Jivatma is always alive. So in reality, death never happens. But what happens after death is a mystic question. For you must understand that after death there is a dusra lok. Another lok means another sharir. After death you must take another sharir. This is the secret of death. And the another sharir, how it is awarded, my Acharya told, I have been explaining this secret for so many years, and also Upanishads deals with this kind of secrets. But you can realize that the next janma happens only after long time of tapasya. When somebody attains Samadhi, my Acharya was explaining one secret, that at the time of Samadhi, when he attained Samadhi, my Acharya told, I just realized how many births I have been doing meditation of Paramatma, how many births I have been doing Veda Adhyan, for how many births, janmas I have been doing tapasya. So what happens after death actually is realized in final stage of Samadhi by a yogi, my Acharya told. And also my Acharya told that when he was doing tapasya, when he attained one stage in tapasya, he showed that to his Acharya, and his Acharya scolded my Acharya, saying that, see, this is not to be shown to others. This is to be done by you in a lonely place. So my Acharya told, see the lesson I learned from my Acharya, that before attaining Samadhi, something happened to me which I showed to my Acharya. My Acharya told, ये दिखाने की चीज़ नहीं है, ये करने का चीज़ है, ये मत दिखाओ. ऐसा my Acharya told to my Acharya's Acharya told to my Acharya. So my Acharya told, just take indications of what happens after death, and 100% after death next birth happens. This is the realization of yogis. This is the knowledge of Paramatma in the Vedas. This is the knowledge of many rishis in the Upanishad. But the realization of what happens after death will come in Samadhi only, my Acharya told. So it was really beautiful knowledge shared by my Acharya. Really wonderful. I thought of sharing with you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.